However I get a grip on it, right? I can get an arm and a head, I can get an arm and a head, two on the head, two on the arms. I can get a grip on the jacket, grab the chest here because there's not a lot of it. But fundamental thing, there are 5 P's. Push, pull, pound, pass, and pull. Push and pull. Those are the first 2 things you start. So in other words, I can push him and I can pull him. Right? And so he does this and he pushes me and he pulls me. Right? But I have to have good structure. In other words, because if I lean back when he's pushing me, and if I lean forward when he's pulling me, right? So I want that kind of, we always call it body method. And it applies to striking, it applies to clinching, it applies to everything basically. And on the ground it applies, but it's turned over because we're on the ground, right? But your head, your shoulders, or your hips being one line, one unit. And when we're standing up, you might be perpendicular to the floor. So again, I never want to do this, and I never want to do this. So as he hits my shoulders, see what I'm doing? I'm kind of sinking. So as I hit his shoulders, he has to get used to the impact, but he also has to get used to how do we respond to the impact. Yeah, you feel it, right? So if when I hit you, you're sinking, again, he's still upright. He didn't go back, he didn't go forward. So he hits me. Right? And he caught me a little bit, and that'll happen, right? There's no perfection. What I say in every class all the time if you're training with me is don't seek perfection because you'll never find it. So you're setting up the wrong thing. Also, you'll get discouraged. Seek progress, not perfection. So again, we got the shoulders, we got the butterfly point, right? And as you're accepting the force, you're sinking, but you're trying to keep that body structure, body method. Okay? So, there's 2 ways I can do this. We can be doing like a push hands thing, even if he has a head on me and I have a head on him. Right? So, we both sink because we don't want to get pushed over. And if he starts to push me, I'm pushing him. Right? So in other words, when he pushes into me, I push him back. So this is the classic locking of horns. So we're, like I said, we do this like push hands. Like you're doing Tai Chi, you're used to doing this. They push hands, they do all this kind of stuff and everything. Or we can do it in what we call a wrestling structure, like a 50-50. Here, use your shoulders. So I'm going to push him, for example. See how my shoulder is leading? So that's my collar. And he's going to put the shoulder in the knee. And again, we're pushing, and we're locked up. In other words, I'm not getting ground, he's not getting ground. We're just pushing into each other. So it's something you got to feel. It's something you got to do every once in a while. It's not something where it's going to tremendously long-term way. But I want you to feel that when you're getting pushed, I push back. We're locked up. Our horns are locked up, and we're pushing into each other. Do it with your arms. Where you have a little bit of space, like I said, the Tai Chi way, and then do it with your clenched body. Okay? As usual, in Chinese martial arts, there's more than one thing going on. So, this is accepting impact, accepting force. This is all resisting, but it's also pushing, because I'm literally pushing it. Now, we always have to think of both sides of the drill. When I do a drill, like I do jab, you do the defense with the jab, you have to parry correctly, obviously, so you don't get punched in the face. But I also want to jab correctly and pull back so that I don't get bad habits where people practice your go back. So, what we're going to do is drive it. And remember, if he has really good defense, sometimes I can't drive. Or sometimes I start to drive and then I have to adjust. Like, for example, Mario says, you go forward. Well, if you can't go forward, you try to go left. You can't go left, you try to go right. But since we're doing this to learn something and it's a drill, what that means is you're going to give me, as my partner, you're going to give me some resistance, so I have to work out a little bit. But not so much resistance that I can't do the drill. So, for example, if we do a Tai Chi way, right, first he resists it. So we're doing exactly what we were doing before, which is I push you, push you. So then what I do is I sink a little bit more to draw it into you, right? So in other words, that's the upbreathe. It's when I get underneath you and up and in, right? And again, if he's really, really good at push hands, like if I had Jan here, for example, that very basic thing wouldn't work, and then I'd have to start playing that game of do I go to the left, do I go to the right?